Well, it is Wednesday morning, and these guys are getting right after the 7720 here. They've got the hood off, they've got the radiator pulled out of it. They've got a bunch of new parts ready to go in. We did have a fuel line that had rubbed through the air cleaner here. Ugh. Right there on the fuel line, that actually rubbed through the air cleaner. So that was a pre-existing problem, and that's got a pretty good groove in the air cleaner here. You can see it right. So we got a spot that's wore through the air cleaner right there. So we got to put some silicone or something on there, and then these guys are going to be getting this back together. A majority of it should be done today. We're just waiting on a hood section. They've got the hood setting right here, and they'll have to get that top section of the hood taken off, and a bunch of this other stuff is just going to kind of slowly go back together. The boys have also got the 4250 in here. This is the other 4250, the power shift 4250, and ironically enough, we've got the quad range over there. So we got both of these in the shop now, and they've got a bad alternator on this one, and we use this tractor on the cattle trailer, and they're going to get an alternator on that and get that out of here. So me and Kurt are going to work on this mixer wagon, where the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the hole in the back of the mixer here for the door, and so that we can get in and out easier. We get this cut in there now, and then we can frame the door in later on. So we're going to get after it here slowly but surely. We've got to get the screws out of here. We don't need these in here. I just wanted to get a good look at them and make sure everything was right with those, and we're just waiting for a few more parts on this 7720. We got some of the stuff there, and then we got a box of junk getting ready to go out. So the first piece of metal liner, first liner that is, we've got that placed in the center. We had to use the porta power, and then we'll use the porta power throughout this whole project just to get everything pushed in and get it up tight to the wall. So we're going to continue pushing this in and getting that all flat against the wall, and then we can just put little tack welds on here, and then once we get everything tacked and all of our different pieces in all the way around, then we'll go into fully welding it. We ended up cutting part of the baffles out. There's the one on the right hand side to clean all the garbage that got embedded into that baffle. We cut that out on the front side, and then we cut the left side out on the rear there, just to pull all that crap out. And then this one is split up through the center here, and yeah, so that needed to be done. That was getting rather thin in here. On the old mixer, I ended up cutting those baffles out completely, and it was a mongrel to line them back up. So I figured I would just leave them in this one so that I had something to form against. So the baffles are still outside the mixer wagon here. That's the only pieces I have left to get in here yet. So there's 6 pieces in here, a front and a back, and then 2 for each side. The third piece to this liner kit is going in on this left hand side, and what we've done is we've got it all into place, and then we've got it equally gapped, and then I've put a couple of keepers. There's one in there on the floor. Let me get some. Yeah, there we go. There's one here. Oh, focus in. Right there on the floor. It's welded to keep that panel from coming out. I've got another one right there, and then we've got some scabs on the front section where it meets this middle piece. And then what we're using is the porta power to push the pieces against the side. So we've got this back corner left to do, and then once we get that in, we just go all the way around it with the porta power, and we just keep tack welding it just like we did with our other pieces. We've got the front section here is the first section that we put in. You want to start with the middle one first. You want to get it centered, and then we did this section over here on the front right hand side, and then we will, once we get this third one done, then we'll start with the center one in the back and then work up each side here, and then the baffles will go in last. So we're just going to use the porta power to push the rest of that panel over, and then we're just going to be going right around that, tack welding it, and then that one's going to be secure. Alright, so we've got the porta power on such an angle here that all it wants to do is slide up the sheet. So we just put these little things on here like this to keep it from we just put a little stopper on there to keep that porta power from sliding up. Now you can push that right in. That's not going to move at all. Alright, that's good. Got to release the porta power. There's that. And then we just break that off. Alright, basically we've got this third sheet in there, but I need a longer lead on my welder. So what I'm going to do, I can plug in a stick welder lead, and we'll have to get that stick welder lead hooked up so that we can put tack weld the back of this one and get these other panels in. So we are going to call it a night here now, and we're going to come back at you tomorrow when we put the rest of this together here. So we had enough interruptions today to keep us from really getting too much done on it, huh? This is Mr. Kerr, by the way, if anybody doesn't know who he is. So you've got the A-team. You guys are watching the A-team work on this. Hi, Alex. Yeah. So we'll come back at you tomorrow, folks. Okay, it's Thursday right now, and we have got the back panel already setting into place. We've decided not to put a rear door in this mixer wagon. The door that we were going to use was off the 900, and that door is shot, and the curve of the door isn't quite right anyway, so we're not going to bother with cutting a hole in the back of this mixer wagon. And a new door was like $900 or something like that, so we don't really need it. We can get away with running feed out the back of the other one to feed a heifer barn and not worry about having to use this one. We can go out the side anyways. Well, anyways, we got the back panel in, and then we've got the rear side panel. Now we've got to put the side panel in on the back left corner here. But before we do that, we've got a tire guy here. We're going to run down and get him set up, we got to put the payloader on the back of the tractor there to kind of secure it, because it's just kind of balancing on that one block. So we're going to run down and check on him, then we'll get back here and we'll put that other panel in on this back left corner, and then we can put the baffles in. Well, today's the day we're getting the tires switched off of 8320 that's got the broken axle on it, and we're going to put them on that 8320 there. So our tire guy's here now. He's just getting the tires taken apart now that come off of the right hand side, and he's gonna obviously switch them with the other truck there. So we're gonna leave him alone here now. We're gonna bring a payloader down here and get that hooked up on the back of this tractor to hold it up in the air for him, so he doesn't have to worry about it falling off the blocks. Now he's got those taken apart. Now he's going to work on getting the tires stripped off of this tractor here, which those tires are about bald on the back of that. So, all right, all of our panels are in all the way around. The one in the front, the one in the back, and then two on each side. Now we've got the baffle pieces in here, and there is left and right pieces to that. Now we've just got to form and fit those pieces, and what we have to do is make sure we get the bottom fitting in tight all the way around, and then what we have to do is this seam has to be straight all the way down through. So this is going to take some fitting to get it in there, but once you start pushing and pulling and everything, it kind of all falls together. That panel right there was the last panel we put in, and it was the easiest one. All the other ones we kept having to push it, get it in, let all the pressure off, move it a little bit, and go back and forth. But that one went in the easiest. So if we would have videoed that one going in, it would have been about a 2.5 minute video. That's how long or how quick that one went in. These other ones took, oh Christ, better than a half hour a piece, or better than that really. So we're going to form and fit these baffles. We are down to putting the very last two pieces in here, which takes a lot of time to get these pieces set. We've got the baffles set on this left hand side here. That's two pieces put together, and then we've got the two pieces left to do on the right hand side. Now we ended up cutting these baffles out completely on the other mixer wagon that we did a year ago, but it was such a mongrel to try to get them in place. I had mentioned it before that we left the old ones in here. We just cut some out on this one so that we could get all the crap that was wedged inside that little cavity there, so we could get that stuff out of there. That had wore to the point where it was split and broke, and feed was wedging itself into that little cavity there. So that's all cleaned out. We left the old pieces there so that we had something to actually push up against and use the original form. That's kind of what this is all designed to do. You're supposed to try to get these liners in before you have a spot that's wore like that. So we're just going to get these last two pieces in, and then all we're going to have left now is to do a bunch of welding. We'll have to weld all the way across the top, down each seam, and then all the way around on the floor. So there's quite a few feet's worth of welding to do in here. All the pieces are in now. We've got, what is there, 10, 3, 6, yeah, there's 10 pieces all together. All right, we've got all 10 pieces tacked in, and this is where we're going to end this video here. Kerr's going to work on welding this all in. He's going to start doing the actual welding tomorrow. So the time that it takes to set up will end up taking longer than the actual welding itself. So everything is all tacked in here like I said. Now we've got to put a strip on here. We straightened that. The previous owner grabbed that with a bucket or something. So we got to cut this off here, put a strip on there, and then we're going to put the rubber extension all the way around the top of the mixer after we paint it, like the other mixers got. Now, we decided not to put the door opening in the back. We're not going to monkey with that at this time. It's just, we really don't need that. And that's going to do it, folks. So this is where we're going to end this part of the video. Tomorrow Kerr's going to start working on the welding here, and then I've got to pull the conveyor out, put a new floor in the conveyor. That's getting thin. It's not wore through yet, but now's the time to get that, and we'll pull the outer wheels off of it, and we're just going to start getting ready to paint this. As soon as he gets done welding this, we will end up painting it. So we're going to end up painting this one red. We're not going to paint this like a cow. We're going to paint this the regular Supreme red with the yellow catwalk on the front. So that's going to do it for this video, folks. I want to thank you for watching. Remember to hit the thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below. And if you like these videos, you know, yeah. And did that one wrong. Alright, that's going to do it for this video, folks. Remember to hit the thumbs up if you like these videos. Drop me a comment down below, and we will catch you at the next one. I've got a game to go to, so that's going to do it for me for today.